What the hell is going on? I don't even know what's going on in hip hop right now. Man, is there a lot to talk about? Yes, there is a ton to talk about. Welcome back to another episode of the J Youngblood Experience. Listen, something's going on, bro. I don't know what it is, and I'm gonna speculate on this podcast. Drake is getting absolutely obliterated by everybody in the game right now. Everyone is coming for Drake's head. Everyone, man, it's crazy. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what's going on. So let's break it down. So to start this off, Drake had been sneak dissing Future as well as Kendrick since her loss. Um, there has been things, and I probably can go over a couple, but Drake has been hitting on these boys for a minute. And you don't realize it until after you listen to some of his stuff, his older stuff, and you realize like he's coming for these boys' heads, and it's absolutely insane. So why? But there's so many different people coming after him now. Like The Weeknd, ASAP Rocky, Nav, which was crazy because you wouldn't expect Nav to come after him because they're both from Canada. Spell it and The Weeknd as well. But Drake has been sneak dissing for a while, and whenever you hear this stuff on her loss as well as for all the dogs, you think, okay, well, this is just Drake standing on business. This is just Drake standing up to people and telling them, hey, I'm the best. Y'all don't come close. But then We Don't Trust You comes out. And you start hearing some of the correlation, and it's, oh, Drake has been talking about this for a while. Drake has been talking about this for a second now. Drake has been dissing you boys for a second. Drake has been dissing you boys for a second, and this is just y'all responded. So for all the dogs and her loss, it was just him sneak dissing the entire time, and 21 Savage knew about it, went along with it. And sneak dissed so many people. Future was sneak dissed, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar. Obviously J. Cole and Drake are really good. So at the moment, so there's nothing there. But he was sneak dissing Metro, Future, and Kendrick Lamar, as well as The Weeknd on her loss, as well as for all the dogs. And it's kind of crazy that none of us saw this. It's crazy. And a lot of people are saying, okay, well, you wanted Drake to, respond quickly to the Kendrick Lamar diss. But, people are saying, well, why would he respond quickly? No one responded quickly whenever he was dissing. But the thing is, I think a lot of his was subtle. A lot of his was subtle disses that nobody really got after and nobody really knew except for certain folks. And I think Future and Metro Boomin and The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar knew this, so they took their time with it. Which I'm cool with. Honestly, I think one verse can mess up the game, and it's absolutely true. It's confusing, man. It's confusing. I don't know what's going on. Because on one hand, see, I have my three favorite hip hop artists right now feuding. Well, J. Cole's no longer feuding, but we'll get into that. You have Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, actually, and Future's beefing in this, man. And then The Weeknd jumped in, ASAP Rocky jumped in, Nav chose a side, Rick Rose chose a side. It's really everyone against Drake. It's Drake versus the world right now. And I really don't know what side to choose because Drake is a dog. He is. He proved it against Meek Mill. He did. Now looking back at W Freestyle versus Pusha T, it was underrated at the time, but Pusha T, the story of Adidon was just, bro. He murdered Drake, and Drake didn't respond. He hit. His response was, "Oh, I don't want to respond because it would make me look bad as a person. No, you knew what happened. You got bodied. You got put to sleep on that track. You got put to sleep on the track. I mean, Pusha T did what Pusha T does. He baited you with infrared, and then as soon as you came out with Duppy, he came out with a story added on, and he put you back together, bro. It was over at the story added on. There was nothing. What was the verses? It was you were hiding a child, let that boy come home. That beat playing Border Patrol. Woo! You are hiding a child, let that boy come home. Unleashed that. I mean, talked about his baby mother, talked about his parents. He basically disrespected Drake on a whole different level, and Drake didn't even respond. And here we are now. You have Kendrick Lamar talking about first person shooter. He said, ain't no big three, it's big me. I'm the only big one here. There is no big three. I'm the best out of everyone. And J. Cole responded, and it was soft. J. Cole's, you could tell it was half-hearted. You could tell it was half-hearted. J. Cole did not want any beef with Kendrick Lamar. I'm not saying he's scared of Kendrick Lamar. I'm saying J. Cole and Kendrick have been friends in the past. There was rumors that they were going to make albums together, an album together. They came out with Black Friday, where they hopped on each other's beats. One from, Kendrick's catalog that J. Cole jumped on, and then one on Kendrick catalog, or J. Cole's catalog that Kendrick jumped on, and vice versa. I think the better verse, or better whole entire thing was Kendrick's. J. Cole did do a good job on it. But I do have to give that to Kendrick on that one. It was just harder. He sounded like he was ready to put someone to sleep. And it was just better in my opinion. But it did not sound like J. Cole wanted any beef with anyone. He didn't. He even said he don't. He didn't want the beef. He's not that guy. He's not that guy at all. He's not the one that's going to come out and beef with somebody just to beef with somebody unless it's for a good purpose. He's just not that dude. And what's crazy about Cole, man, is I'm such a J. Cole fan. Born Sinner is one of my favorite albums, so is Forest Hills Drive. But you can't come out and say you're Muhammad Ali. You can't come out and say you're the best. You can't come out and say, you're the top of the game. And then whenever someone tries you at the top, because it's King of the Hill, you simply buckle and you come out with this half-hearted diss. And then you apologize for the diss. You can't do that, and still you can't. As far as I'm concerned, Drake, or Cole, you cannot come up on the track and say you're top three. You cannot say you're one of the best. Are you still in the big three? In my opinion, yes, but you're at the bottom now. You're number 3. You don't get to take the crown no more. You gave that crown to Kendrick, basically. You told Kendrick you at Dreamville Fest, at your catalog's fest, at the festival. You said, doesn't everybody love Kendrick? You gave him the crown. You told him he was better than you, basically. You apologized for dissing him, bro. For a half-hearted diss. It wasn't even full amount. It wasn't even a big amount. It was some half-hearted stuff that you didn't want to do. You got hyped up from people in your camp. You did it. You didn't like it. You didn't like it because you and Kendrick are cool. He simply told you what the truth is, and that he's better than you. Which Kendrick's catalog, his albums, his voice, his vocals, his lyricism, he's better than you, J. Cole. You have some great albums, but you will always fall in 3. And now you specifically fall into 3rd spot because you gave it up on purpose. You gave it up on purpose. You didn't even fight for it. You didn't even care to fight for it. All you did was sit there and apologize, man. How do you apologize for saying you're the best? How do you apologize for saying you're the best? You can't apologize for that. You can't. You can't come out and say you're the best and then apologize for it. If you're going to come for somebody's head top, come for the head top and stay there. Stand on business. Instead, what you did, you told him, about his albums, about how one of them was so boring it put people to sleep. He had a masterpiece, but he couldn't do the same thing on Mr. Morale and Big Steppers. He said it was trash. And then you come back on the Dreamville Fest and you look everybody in this crowd, thousands of people, and say that Kendrick Lamar is basically better than you and apologize for it. You can't. You're not Godzilla anymore. You're just one of the planes flying around him. You cannot tell me that you're the best and then, oh, Kendrick, I surrender, bro. You surrendered on the spot. And you're lucky you're getting the third spot for me because Future has been balling in the past 5 years on all these albums. It just astounds me that you can say how good you are, you can say you're the best, and then when push comes to shove and it gets a little tough for you, you cut it off. And Cole, you're my one of my favorite rappers. When it comes to top, it's Andre, Kendrick, you, Drake, and then Wayne. Either Wayne or Ye. Bro, how could you do this? I understand you said, you took the high road, and I completely respect that. But it wasn't Kendrick who started this. It was you on first person shooter. You said you were Muhammad Ali. You said you were better than everybody else. And Kendrick took offense to that, responded to it, told you will never be Andre 3K as long as you handle the stick. It doesn't matter. You came back with a half-hearted diss, knew it was half-hearted and wasn't worth a damn. So not only did you apologize, not only did you give the crown and surrender Kendrick Lamar, you also deleted it from all platforms. Not only you let Nas down twice. Nas would never. Jay-Z did. Maybe that's just what y'all do in Rockefeller Records, but Nas didn't do that. Nas didn't do that. 50 didn't do that. Eminem didn't do that. Andre didn't do that. Biggie, Tupac didn't do that. This is not how it was, brother. That's not how this works. You don't get to come for somebody's head, and then as soon as the going gets tough, it's rough for you, eh? This is not how this works, man. And I respect it from the standpoint you're talking about because you said, it didn't feel right with you. This is your homie. This is someone you respect. And it didn't feel right. You said you would take it on the chin if you had anything else to say and go about your life. But again, you're the one that started it. So how in the hell do you start it and then apologize? You say you're at the top of the mountain. You say you're the Muhammad Ali. You're the best in the game. But then you apologize for it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Make it make sense. Someone make it make sense. Because there's very few rappers that's going to apologize. But it seems like everybody apologizes to Kendrick Lamar. And I don't understand why. Why is Kendrick Lamar always getting apologized to whenever it comes to rap beefs? You got Colt, Lupe Fiasco, Jay Electronica, and there's one more that I'm probably forgetting, that all have apologized to Kendrick Lamar for dissing him. Is Kendrick Lamar just a boogeyman or something? Now, we're going to get on this topic of him because is he the boogeyman? Is everybody scared of Kendrick Lamar? Because nobody wants to come for this dude's head. He dropped Control, I think it was 2012, 2011. Named every rapper in the game. Drake, Mac Miller, J. Cole, Big Sean, Tyler. Everyone. Nobody came for him at all. Nobody had anything to say. Nobody. Drake ducked it. Cole ducked it. Mac Miller obviously ducked it. I love Mac Miller, rest in peace. He's not the one to do that. Big Crit didn't say nothing. Tyler the Creator didn't say nothing. Nobody had anything major to say. And then Jay Electronica said some diss to him on the track, apologized immediately. Lupe Fiasco did the same thing, and now J. Cole's doing it. And if Drake does it, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to absolutely lose it. Coming from a rapper like Drake who has that type of angle, who I'm sorry, Drake. You have to respond. It has to be done. Kendrick has literally came at everyone in the game. Nobody has anything for him. Nobody. He told you he hopes you come with 3 switches. He said he'll just Melly Mel if he has to. For all your dogs are getting buried, bro. That's what he told you. All your dogs are getting buried. That's a K with all these 9s. You're gonna see Pet Cemetery. Bro, that's the hardest verse of the past 3 years I've heard. And Cole has dropped a ton of verses that are hard, but nothing like that because it was said with such impunity and such explicitness. He wasn't playing around. He wasn't here to play around. He was here to tell you that he's the best and he's not here to play around. And yet all of you want to play around with him. And then when it comes to the fact of trying to help out, trying to be the best, you all give up. Every single one of you give up. Like, I don't understand. But the thing is now, not only did Drake or Kendrick come out with this verse that was absolute hot fire, you could tell as soon as he wrote it down, the entire pen and paper caught on fire with this one. Changed the whole game up. Everybody's choosing sides now. Everyone. Everybody who was with Drake is no longer with Drake. All you have is 21 Savage on that side, and I think Denzel Curry. But Denzel Curry, I mean, you don't have that type of fan base to have that support right now. So really, it's only Drake. It's really only Drake. And then you have A$AP Rocky dissing him. You got The Weeknd dissing him. You got Future and Metro Boomin dissing him. You got Kendrick dissing him. Am I missing anybody? And then J. Cole switching sides and then hopping on we still don't trust you on the new album. Dude, what the hell is going on? What did Drake do? And I'm just speculating, and obviously I don't know what's going on. What did Drake do to piss all these other rappers off? And everybody's going to say the easy answer, oh, Drake's so good they have to hate on him. No, I don't think that's it. Because Nav has no reason to hate on Drake. They're both from Canada. What happened there? Why is Rick Rose beefing with Drake? Rose and Drake was close. Remember? Maybach music. Rose and Drake were perfect together. They made some really good music. You don't remember In the Grave? You don't remember I'm On One? But now 2024, everything's popping off. And I'm very confused on why. And so a lot of people were talking about is Lil Baby took some time off. So Lil Baby was controlling a lot of the airspace. And he didn't have a lot of beef. He was kind of like the middleman in between Drake and Kendrick. Because they've been beefing for years. He was that middleman to keep them away from each other. Lil Baby was there. He was taking control of that. Lil Baby been quiet for a second. And that's when they seep in together. And then Kendrick hears first person shooter where J. Cole and Kendrick are basically, or J. Cole and Drake are basically going out saying, we're the best. Ain't nobody better than us. We're the best together. And we're nobody's better. Both were saying, I'm number one. And being okay with calling, the other 120 the best, And then Kendrick's like, no, absolutely not. You're not the best. I'm the best. There is no big three. I'm the only one. I have the best records. I have the best lyrics. I'm sorry. I may not be number one in all categories, but every time I put an album out, it wins more Grammys than any one of y'all's. I got a Pulitzer Prize. None of you have even come close to that. Kendrick is saying he's the best. He controls the West Coast. He said there is nobody better than me in the rap game. No one. And he has the argument. He really does. He came out with Damn. He came out with To Pimp a Butterfly. Good Kid, Mad City is one of the greatest albums of all time. You can make the argument that Damn is his best album. The most influential album he has right now to date is going to be To Pimp a Butterfly. Mr. Morale's Big Steppers is solely him coming to fruition and saying, maybe the world isn't the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. It was just another realization of Kendrick Another mind space he was tapping into and trying something different. A lot of people, whenever J. Cole finally did some, were hating on this album as well as the Pimp a Butterfly, saying, it was too conscious of an album and puts people to sleep and stuff like that. Listen, if I don't want to, if every song had a girl shaking their ass to it, if every song had you making up a dance, I don't want to be a part of music. I don't. Because I don't want to be a part of a song or every song you having to dance to or having some girl twerk to it or this and that or have some trap beat. I don't want to hear it. I want to get lost in thought. There's a reason that rappers and hip hop artists and artists in general are called artists because they make art. You're going to perceive it different ways as different people. Kendrick has a way of making an album that comes together all in one. It's a conceptual album. You're never going to get an album from him that doesn't tell a story. Damn was his consciousness as just a person located in each uh, title of each song, blood, God, element, stuff like that, to where it's breaking down each one of his levels of consciousness. Good Kid, Mad City was, hey, I'm a kid from Compton, and this is my story. This is Compton. Section 80 was, hey, I'm coming out. This is what I do. I'm a rapper. He came out with Rigor Mortis, bro. Set the game on fire. Good Kid, Mad City. Then he came out with the Pimp a Butterfly. Hey, this is what it's like being a black man in America. This is what the Pimp a Butterfly is. Damn was his complete breakdown of his consciousness and who Kendrick Lamar is was Damn. Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers was him realizing maybe society isn't the problem. Maybe I need to look into myself and I need to figure out who I am before I blame society. The dude's albums are really, really good. His features is good as well. He did come out with an album called Untitled Unmastered. Simply some break-off points from To Pimp a Butterfly. Has some really good beats on it. Also has some really good verses. Very underrated album as well. But what I'm saying is people hate on him now because it's fun to hate on him. Because now you see Drake in the beef. Now you see J. Cole in the beef. And then as soon as J. Cole broke, everybody was like, oh no, wait. Good Kid, Mad City. Wait. To Pimp a Butterfly is a good album. Mr. Morales and the Big Step is a good album. Y'all forgot about that, didn't you? No, I saw Twitter. Everybody was going off talking about, Kendrick was washed. His albums weren't that good. But as soon as J. Cole folded, it's good again, right? That's why I don't trust y'all. When it comes to music, it's always been the same. I used to tell my boy Logan all the time, Kendrick is better than J. Cole. All the time. He wouldn't believe it. I said, listen to this album, listen to this album, listen to this album, listen to this song, listen to this feature. As soon as he did that, he's like, yeah, bro. No, you're right. Cole is on a level, but Kendrick Lamar is on a level higher than that. Kendrick is the boogeyman in rap music right now. It used to be Nas, used to be Ice Cube, used to be Eminem. Kendrick is that person right now. He's that guy. For some reason, nobody wants to come for him like that. Nobody is willing to come for him like that. Nobody will. No, they realize ever since that Control verse, he said, I'm the best, and he's going to kill every single one of y'all lyrically, and nobody's going to come close. And when it comes to lyricism, I'm not talking about sales. I'm not talking about all that. I don't care about sales. I don't. Lil Nas X had one of the best songs that charted with Old Town Road. That doesn't mean he's the best artist. That don't do nothing for me. When you can break an album down and it's a complete album and it's conceptual and it tells a story and it tells you about the person or it tells you about an idea or a concept, that's what I like. I'm sorry, I don't listen to music just to dance to it. I'm not a dancer. I will dance, but I'm not a dancer, not in public. I'm not a singer. I ain't going to sing to your music. I will sing, just not in public. Maybe when I get drunk for some karaoke at the Mexican restaurant. Maybe. But this needs to be broke. People on everything is just going crazy because all of a sudden it's cool to hate on Kendrick Lamar. I'm going to tell you right now, this isn't going to end up well for Drake, just like it didn't end up well for J. Cole when it happened. J. Cole's verse on seven. It was what was it, 7 minute trial or 7 minute something. I don't remember what it was called. It was weak, bro. He didn't mean it. And the more time that Drake waits to respond to Kendrick Lamar and all these other rappers that dissed him, the more like that verse on like that looks good. Like that, it's getting harder and harder every second. Because Drake's waiting. What are you waiting for, bro? I think he has PTSD. I think he remembers the Pusha T diss, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't want to get involved in that again. Maybe I should just not say anything. Maybe I should just keep my mouth shut this time. Maybe I should just keep my mouth shut this time." Maybe that's what he's saying. But I don't know because he's been sneak dissing since, like I said, since what was it? It was not for her loss. He's been sneak dissing everyone. Future, Metro, The Weeknd, Kendrick Lamar. He's been sneak dissing. But all of a sudden, when the spotlight's on him, he don't want to say nothing. Biggest star since Michael Jackson, probably. I think we all can agree on that. We all thought for a second it was going to be Chris Brown, but it's Drake. It's Drake. Drake's the biggest artist since Michael Jackson. And the spotlight is on him. Kendrick is waiting. I guarantee you, he is waiting for Drake to say something. And he's sitting back not saying a word. And I don't understand why. I don't know what Drake's waiting for. I don't know why he's waiting. Only thing I can think of is he doesn't want to give a response because maybe... I can't think that he's scared. But at the same time, maybe he does have some PTSD from the Pusha T diss. Because he bodied Meek Mill. He put him to sleep. Got a drink and me going back to back. Going back to back. I don't want to hear about this ever again. Now, even when she tell him that he's better his friends. Whoa. He killed him. Back to back in summer 16. All summer 16. All summer 16. Bro, he bodied Meek Mill. Meek Mill is a street rapper. He came up rap battling in the streets, and bro bodied him. You got bodied by the bro from the Grassy. He was an actor, bruv. Bruv, he was an actor, and you got bodied by an actor. An actor, bruv. So that's when he solidified himself. Hey, I'm not just an actor. I'm not just, you know, I'm not just this guy who makes some pop music. I'm a rapper too. He solidified himself. Got the drink in me going back to back. Going back to back. Yeah, going back to back. I don't want to hear about this ever again. Now, even when you tell him that she better as friends. Now, even when you Drizzy tell him again. I've been selling out arenas since we sold out event. Woo! I didn't want to do it, gave me every reason. Yeah, that's Drake, bro. He was bodying the boy. I'm charged up. I'm charged up. I don't even remember Meek Mill's diss. That's how good Drake's was. But yet now, he's not saying a word, but on Instagram he is. I can't accept that, Drake. Drake, I can't accept that. I cannot accept it, Drake. Alright? I cannot accept it. I need you to say something to Kendrick. I'm looking stupid over here, Drake. Because guess what? You're in the big three. I respected you. I talked about you. I told everybody you were a good rapper. And you are. You're one of the best. You are. You're in my top 5. But you cannot wait around and say nothing. You can't do it. It's not possible. Not good for your look. You can't do it. Your catalog's too good. You can't. Your catalog is too good. You need to say something. Drake has to say something. Because it's over for J. Cole. J. Cole said, nah, he tucked his tail, went back to his cave, and just chilled, bro. Got an album called The Fall Off. He's about to retire. He's not even thinking about no beef right now. And Drake, as much as I hate to say it, you're Thanos right now, bro. You got the Avengers against you. You got ASAP, you got Future, you got Metro, you got Kendrick, you got The Weeknd, Nav, Rick Rose. Who else? I'm sure there's more folks on there. Everybody's coming against you, bro. Kanye, shit. Dude, like, you gotta say something, right? Like, you can't just sit there and not say anything. I can't imagine Drake would say nothing. But he did say nothing after, after Pusha T said who he said. So, I don't know. I'm very confused. Because I thought Drake would have said something by now. And I know Joe Budden's upset. I know Joe Budden's upset. I know he is. But I need to hear something from the guy. Because it's just, Drake is that guy. He is. We all know him to be that guy. He took an L. He did. You know he did. Pusha T put him to sleep. But this is redemption time. This is redemption time. And, I mean, you can't just sit there and say nothing. You can't just sit there and say nothing. And you can't keep posting on Instagram and Twitter and saying nothing. You can't do it. You can't. ASAP literally just checked in and said, hey, I did your baby mama before you had a kid with her, and then I stole Rihanna from you. You can't just sit there and allow that, bro. You can't. That's something that can't be allowed. You know that. I know that. We know that. So you have to say something, bro. You have to say something. You can't just sit there and let these guys ride out on you. Because then you look weak as hell. You look weak, Drake. You look weak. Please say something. I'm tired of all this weak, groupie, all this stuff. Oh, yeah, we're friends. This is just friends. No, we are not friends, obviously. Kendrick told you were not friends with him. He told you straight up that there's nothing better. You're not better than him, is what he said. He told you you're number two. You're a far two. So you have to say something, brother. Come on, brother. You have to say something, brother. Tuesday. You have to say something, man. You can't sit back and let all these people ride on you. You cannot. The more time goes by, the more goofy you look. I'm being dead serious. I don't remember the last time it took somebody so long to respond to a diss so futile, so explosive. It was so explosive that people started picking sides, like fast. Rose said, "Nah, I'm not. I'm on Metro and Future side. Future, your best friend, who y'all made one of the best collab albums with of all time, for What a Time to Be Alive, said, nah. So what are you doing wrong to all these people say, nah, man, we ain't riding with Drake no more? Because Kendrick ain't been on that bandwagon ever. Maybe when he went on tour with you back in 11, but he ain't y'all been beefing for a while, but what made Future jump on that same bandwagon? What made Rose say, nah, me and Drake ain't cool no more. After all the records we sold together, we're done. What made Nav, someone who you paved the way for, say no, like I'm gonna unfollow Drake and join this as well? What made ASAP, someone who you also put on tour, say, "Nah, man, we ain't riding with Drake. We ain't riding with Drake. You know what? I had sex with your baby mama, and I stole your dream girl. What's up? What's up?" And then the thing is, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Kendrick needs all these people to team up." No, Kendrick did it on his own. Kendrick didn't need all these folks to team up with him. And then you have The Weeknd come on, and he's like, I don't trust him. I'm glad I never signed to him. So either is Drake in the wrong? What did Drake do? This is what we need to hear. Somebody needs to get the inside scoop because I want to know what's going on. These are my favorite singers, my favorite rappers. And something's going on to where Drake is being alienated. Hey, they're saying this dude done some wrong and we're about to expose him. And they did. They did. They exposed him. Kendrick more so than anybody because he came out and said straight up, "You're not number one. It's me, and it's always been me." And Drake has said nothing. Nothing at all. Except for some Instagram posts. Like, this is weak, bro. This is weak. When Meek Mill called you out, you hit him up the next day. When Push did it, you hit up with Duppy. You called out his baby mother, his engaged wife, his fiance. You called her out. You told him he was just a middleman. And then he bodied you and we ain't hear from you again. Don't be soft, Drake. These last couple albums, you've been hard. Except for, what's the album called? Honestly, never mind. Yeah, that wasn't hard, bro. That was like a summer classic. But you can't be soft, bro. You can't. We can't allow this anymore. We can't. Everybody needs to call him out. Hey, Drake, like, get your shit together. We need to hear this track. We need to hear this track. If we need to hear something. They have tried your life too many times. Too many people have tried it. Too many people have told you straight up you're not the one. And you haven't said anything. You haven't said a word. And I don't know. One of my coworkers asked me what's happening, and I tried to explain as best I can. I really don't know what's going on. It's like Michael Jordan and Space Jam at this point. Everybody's teaming up, and the Monstars with Kendrick Lamar, Future, Metro Boomin, ASAP with a Weekend is going up against freaking Drake and some bums. The only person Drake got on his side is 21 Savage. That's it. I guess he's the Bill Murray of the movie. But, dude, I don't know what's going on. I can't tell you what's going on. All I can tell you is sit back and watch. From what I've heard from academics, DJ academics, and Joe Budden and some other people, that there is some lethal disses out there that have yet to be released. That is what I've heard. That is the name on, or the game on the street. That there is some disses out there that is yet to be released. That it's in the studio, and I don't know what they're waiting for. If I was Drake, I would have posted it this past weekend, or today, yesterday, last night, Friday. I would have took the spotlight away from that album, went ahead and dropped like a 2, 3, 4 song album, and take that number one spot from Metro Boomin and Future, and then, bro, you would have won. That would have been another battle won for you. Instead, you sat back, you let these men take. They did 2 albums, bro, almost 40 some songs, and played with your name on every single one of them. And you haven't said a word. ASAP Rocky talked about your son's mother, and you said nothing. You haven't said anything. Everybody said they don't trust you. Everybody said you're a fraud. Everybody said you still flows. Everybody said that you're not number one. They have tried your life and you haven't said a word, bro. You have not said a word. Something needs to be said. Something needs to be said. This is not the Drake I know. This is not the rap game I know. And shout out to Liquid Death. Their new, what is it? It's Liquid Death, Rest in Peace, Ice-T. Their Ice-T, Murder Your Thirst. It's called Rest in Peach. Rest in Peach. It's peach iced tea. It's really good. It's actually my favorite tea right now. It ain't got the overbearing like sugar taste. It's pretty good. Kind of watered down, but I guess I expect that from a company that sells water. Um, this psychotic can of iced tea will use agave, vitamin D to savagely murder your thirst and turn its insides into a balloon animals to book kids at children's birthday parties. Okay. Word to you, bro. Whatever. Cool, bro. Yeah, dope. But anyways, yeah. Drake has to respond. He does. Anybody listen to this, go listen to First Person Shooter first. Listen to First Person Shooter with J. Cole and Drake. Then I want you to listen to Like That by Metro Boomin, Future, and Kendrick Lamar. Listen to 7 Minute Drill by J. Cole. It's probably already taken off streaming services by now. And then listen to the new We Still Don't Trust You album by Metro Boomin and Future. Look at some of the disses. ASAP Rocky, like I said, diss Drake again. Told him that he took his dream girl. Told him he, had sex with his baby mama, his child's kid. Then The Weeknd said he didn't trust him, and he's glad that he didn't sign with him, and that he wouldn't, he's never going to diss my brothers. Basically saying that Drake's soft. And then J. Cole switched up, bro. J. Cole switched up on the song Red Leather. Basically just switched up and went to Future and Metro Boomin side, man. This is a messy, messy game we're playing. It's messy, bro. And they released, when they released We Don't Trust You. Damn, what's up? March 22nd. It is now the 13th as I speak now. It's the 13th. That means it was, what did I say, the 22nd? It was 3 weeks ago since that song came out and Drake has said nothing. Drake has not said a word at all. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I'm sorry, but you gotta say something. You can't sit here and have these men playing about your name, talking this and that, talking about your baby mama, talking about the love of your life, and all this other stuff, bro. You can't keep posting memes. You can't keep posting captions. That shit is weak. If I'm be honest with you, if we don't hear Drake within the month, I think it's over. I think Kendrick and Metro and Future won. But I've heard some things. I've heard some rumblings about Drake having a big diss coming out. I don't know if it's true. I hope it is because I respect Drake. I think he's one of the better rappers we have nowadays. He's part of the big three. I don't know if he's one or two. It's either him and Kendrick are one or two, and then J. Cole's going to be three. And then I think Future's at four, and you have Kanye at five. But you got to say something, Drake. Got to say something. This weak stuff ain't going to... This captions being posted, it just can't happen anymore. You got to say something, bro. You got to say something. These guys are coming for your neck. These guys are coming for your chest, coming for the head, and you haven't said a word. Besides your stupid Instagram captions. It's just weak, bro. It's mad weak. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for coming on. Listen, let me know what you think about the whole Kendrick Lamar J. Cole beef. and the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. Let me know what you think about the new "We Still Don't Trust You" released yesterday by Metro Boom and the Future. I think it's one of the better albums of the year. I do think that "We Don't Trust You" is a better album just based on the verses beats. "We Still Don't Trust You" kind of more sounds like a R&B kind of thing. You get a lot of The Weeknd on there, which I do love The Weeknd. I just don't think it's a complete rap album compared to We Don't Trust You, but it's still a good album. It'll probably go number one, sell about 200K, 2 to 300K probably first week. Um, it's a good album, but I like We Don't Trust You better. I really do. I think that Kendrick Lamar verse really set the tone for what rap's going to be for a while. And I think there's going to be a lot of beefs coming up. I think this was Pandora's box, and I think it's going to release some stuff that people weren't prepared for. But thank you for watching the Jay Youngblood Experience. I'll be back with another on Monday. I do appreciate everybody that listens. I think we're up to like 500 listens and over 15,000 views. Y'all are the best. I appreciate you. And yeah, be excited for more. We coming out. Peace.